Welcome to Empower Engine's User Creation and Management tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll cover the process for creating new users or modifying existing ones. We'll also explore the various user profiles and their capabilities, exploring what your teammates will be able to do on the platform. Much of the content of this video is directed at users with an admin or senior staff user profile, the only two profiles that can create new users. Let's begin by discussing the process to create a new user. To begin, I'll show you what the process looks like from the perspective of an admin user. This is the dashboard screen, which an admin user would see once you log into the platform. Using the navigation on the left side of the screen, select the Admin dropdown and find Create Users. The first part of creating a new user is assigning a username and an email address associated with the account. Pick a unique username with at least 6 letters and numbers, or any of a few characters such as the @, a period, a plus sign, a dash, or an underscore. We would advise you to use a consistent naming convention to make user management easier. For this demo, we'll call our new user user_creation. Make sure the email address that you assign is real, because your user will be sent an email with instructions to complete the setup process. We'll enter info@empowerengine.com. The next step in the process is determining the district or locality of the initial maps that the new user will be given. For example, if your new user is an organizer who's going to work exclusively in Omaha, Nebraska, you would want to give them a set of maps for that area. You can simply start typing the locality in the district field and it will appear as you go. If a user has multi-state access, it may be easier to use the Narrow by Type dropdown. It's important to note that the user creation process won't be completed if you don't assign the initial maps. You'll get an error message and won't be able to submit the form. Even if you're creating a user account with a statewide or nationwide access, there still needs to be a district specified in which to give their initial maps. Once you've selected the district, you can determine the level of access, or to put it another way, where can they make maps, export data, etc. You can allow a user to create maps across the state or only within the above district. You can also disallow map creation and/or exporting data entirely. Let's say you were creating an account for a specific legislative campaign. You could restrict their access to that specific district. It's also worth noting that if you create a district-specific account, the user will not be able to make maps of sub-districts within that specific district. For example, the user would not be able to make maps of a school board district within their assigned legislative district. They can only make maps of their specified district. Once you've selected their access level and determined the locality of their initial maps, we assign them a user profile, which largely determines what they can do on the platform. To make this more useful, I'll show you what a new user will see with each of these user profiles. It's important to note that admin users cannot create other admin users. If you need additional admin users, Empower Engine staff are available to assist you. So let's say you want to create an account for a frequent user of Empower Engine, someone who's going to help you work with the members of your team and help them utilize the platform. You may want to consider a senior staff user profile. The senior staff user profile has a full set of capabilities to create both power maps and click and color maps. They can also export data from the system. What sets them apart, is as you can see, is their ability to create other advanced or other lower level users through the same admin dropdown in the navigation. They cannot create other senior staff users. Now let's look at what an advanced user will see on the platform. Advanced users can create power maps and click and color maps. They can also export data. But if you look at the left side navigation, you'll see that the admin dropdown has disappeared because they can't create other users. Below the advanced user profile, the capabilities are a bit more restricted. For example, you would want to give maybe a junior level field organizer a basic create account. With this profile, they can create power maps and click and color maps, but they can't export the data behind any map. If we go into a map, you'll see that there is no longer an option to export the data. Similarly, there's also the basic export user profile, which you can use for a user whom you want to give the ability to view and export data. They won't be able to create maps though. If we view a basic export account, you'll see that the Make a Map option no longer exists on the left side of the navigation. But if we go into a map, we can see that the Export Data option is there. You can also give a teammate a view-only access to your maps. They'll still be able to analyze their maps, adding overlays, zooming in, but they can't create new maps or export data. View-only accounts are sometimes given to neighborhood team leaders or other committed volunteers. Once you've selected your user profile, you're almost done creating your new user. If you're logged in as an admin and you have a multi-state account, you will then select the state or states that your new user will have access to, and you'll select a new user's committee. For most admin users, you'll have only one committee to choose from in this step. Now select Send Invitation Email, and your new teammate will receive an email from support@empowerengine.com with the subject line, "You've got maps at Empower Engine." This is what the email will look like. The user will follow this link to complete the account setup and set their password. The link in the email will expire after a week, but the user can still access your account by using the Forget Your Password link on the login page to finish setting up their account. Now that we've successfully created a new user, let's briefly discuss how an admin user can manage your team's users on Empower Engine. We're now back in an admin profile account. To manage existing users, the admin will select View Users from the admin dropdown on the left side navigation. On the next screen, you'll see the users that are attached to your committee. You can use the search bar on the screen to find the user you're looking for. So let's find our new user account and see what we can do. From this screen, you can do a number of things. You can send a password reset email to a teammate or change the email associated with the account. You can change the user profile if you want to change their capabilities. Simply hit save and you'll make the changes. Creating and managing users is a simple process on Empower Engine, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out at support@empowerengine.com.